Welcome back to the field art. Today we are making a beautiful geode art wall piece. We would be using 4 of these MDF waterproof base, 2:1 chemical resin, epoxy pigments, white pigment, black pigment, some stones, some golden stones. That's it. So let's get started. I have applied gesso on these pieces as you see. After that I have to keep these pieces on some level like this, so that when we are pouring resin on this, the extra resin flows down and doesn't stick with our pieces. So let's take the resin. I am using chemical resin. This is 2:1 ratio resin. I am taking 300 grams in this. Resin 200 grams and hardener 100 grams. Total 300 grams. Right now I am measuring this. Now I am pouring hardener, that is 100 grams.
Now back to the wood. So first part is drawing according to the design. This is necessary to have clear boundaries between all pigments. This is 4-piece wall art, so we need symmetry, and that's why we take extra care while drawing these lines. Okay, so drawing is ready. Time to pour. This art piece has maximum white and black part along with little gold. So we would be dividing our resin into 3 parts. One for white, another for black, and little resin for gold. Okay, time for stones now. Would take some stones. Adding in glass. Would add a little resin here. I follow this practice before I put the stones on the wood. Mix it well, and we are adding this to our wood. On both sides of the curve, this is actually a boundary we are creating between our black and white section. For this upper section too. Following the same process. Now for this little guy at the bottom too. Finishing this upper curve for leftover places. Finishing these little guys at the bottom. Stone business is over now. Time for pigment play. Firstly, we would take our epoxy white pigment. Mix it well. I am also adding the white pearl pigment, which is in solid form. This would give some shine to our piece. Adding a little more here. Adding resin now. Mixing it well. And finally, let's pour. Slowly. Don't rush, as we don't want to waste our resin at the same time. We also want to protect our base and our final piece from extra resin, as extra resin coming out from these pieces would eventually stick to the side surface. And removing this dried resin from such surface is a big pain. We would be covering this in the end of this video. However, we must try to minimize it. Done with the white one, time for black. Adding a little with this wood stick. Mixing it well. Adding resin. Again mixing it well. Let's pour. Spreading. It's better to spread the resin mix in between to have the better idea regarding how much to add more. This is to prevent the wastage and the free pain I mentioned earlier. Adding to fill the places done for one piece would be replicating the same thing for piece 2. Honestly, I am already loving the black shade we have got here. I just love this kind of pouring process. It is so satisfying and pleasing to the eyes. Adding to our stone island area too. Spreading it evenly to the places. Done with this black business at the bottom. Time for upper area, doing it slowly but showing it fast forward. For this section also, to respect the symmetry of the geometry. Remember to always have our best friend symmetry with us, else it won't look good when all 4 pieces are added together. Finally, done with the black business here. I already love it. Applying torch gun here to remove the bubbles would give some design here to avoid simple look. However, it does not always stay the same post drying. But it makes sense to have some kind of lining rather than having nothing at all. Now the final chapter, the golden one. This gold pigment is also in solid form. Would add it into the resin, mixing it, and now let's pour. Adding slowly. As you can see, we are adding this gold pigment. Oh, our extra resin has already started coming down. This resin would dry here only and we would remove it once it is dried at the end of this video. So we are adding this gold pigment at the divisions mainly. Again some torch gun, now adding at the inner side of the curve, and with this we would call it a day. Would keep it like this for resin to cure for at least 24 hours, and when we are back we would remove the dried resin which got sticked to the side surface. So we are back after 24 hours and indeed our 2 friends are dried and they look beautiful. Now today's business, which is removing the extra resin. Let's reverse it and check it. Oh, it's bad. Really bad. On all sides though. We would need to get rid of all these unwanted guests. This is one part of resin art which I personally hate doing. First, applying heat so that it loses the grip with surface. Heat gun ready. Let's attack the enemy. Keep applying the heat until our Rampuri knife gets the headshot. He still wants to fight. Yes, you, my dear enemy, are no longer a part of this battle. This is not an instant task. It requires time and more heating, so let's apply more heat. What has to be done needs to be done. We cannot sell something which looks like messy or lack finishing, especially art piece like this. Similarly, we're gonna shoot all the enemies. Okay, now the final part, which is applying this fabrical black acrylic color to the sides. Would finish the other sides and let's see how it looks. Now, similarly, we would be finishing other two. Same design, same symmetry. Let's see how it looks on wall. I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching the feel. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.